I'm Ellie.
And I'm Charlotte, and we run a bridal boutique in southwest London called Ellie and Charlotte.
We've been making wedding dresses for the last 10 years, and we're going to show you some of our top tips on finding your perfect dress and accessorising.
I'm going to talk to you about how to choose a maternity wedding dress. First, you must decipher how pregnant you're going to be on your wedding day, because this is obviously going to affect the shape and the style of your wedding dress and what size to get. You also need to check with the shop the lead times on ordering, because you obviously want to order as close to the mark as possible to make sure you're getting the correct size. Or if you're having something made especially for you, that your fittings are booked in quite close to your wedding. So let's talk about shape. Something as traditional as this isn't really going to work as a maternity dress, simply because it's got something round the waist which is going to restrict over the bump. Or you can choose, ideally, a traditional empire line, which is great because all the detail is at the top of the dress and the fabric should sit nicely over the bump. A few key things to think about when choosing an empire line is to make sure if you're buying off the peg that it is a maternity dress. So you need to make sure there's going to be enough fabric catered for in the pattern over the bump, and also to make sure that the length's correct. If you're having a bespoke dress made, it would obviously be cut especially for you, so that's not really something you need to worry about. And the other shape is our traditional sort of empire line, which comes into the waist. Just because you're pregnant doesn't mean you have to lose your shape. So this has the detail at the back. Again, a really nice idea because it's emphasising on the waist, and you can wear a bra, which is always comforting at this time in your life. The other thing is, as Ellie's beautifully modelling here, you can see how well an empire line suits a bump. It's also nice to have a low, round neck, simply because it proportions the body nicely over the bump. Anything too high is going to sort of disproportion your body, and the dress isn't going to sit so nicely. So what we're doing here is we're framing the bump. We're not disguising the fact that Ellie's pregnant, but we're framing it and still giving her shape. You also need to consider fabric. A structured fabric over a pregnancy bump is not ideal because it will stand away and just make you look fat. We always suggest using a more fluid, slinky fabric which frames the bump beautifully and again isn't disguising it, it's showing off that you're pregnant. And that's how to choose a maternity wedding dress.